Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer.
And Dante Rowe.
And welcome to the Wasteland Reviewer.
And Dante Rowe Show.
And special guest, Chonk Boy, aka Snorlax from Build-A-Bear.
Let's get some here.
He'll be my guest sitting on my lap today. And yes, his name is actually Chonk Boy. Thank you, Jess and Paige. But today, on our show, our second episode, we're going to be talking about, in general, Power Rangers, but definitely the Power Rangers movie. And then we're going to be talking about Pokemon.
Everything Pokemon.
Everything Pokemon, as you can see.
We might even have a battle Pokemon. Maybe.
I'm going to have my Snorlax and Slacking duo and just troll the hell out of people. Because, return! Normal types. My 5IV Snorlax, that's level 100, that has return and absolutely adores me, pimp slaps you into oblivion. There you go. Normal types for life. But I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yes.
So, but to get things started talking about Power Rangers. So, Power Rangers is a very interesting thing, as we both watched Power Rangers as kids.
Yes.
I remember having coloring books, which... This is that fun thing when you're a kid when you get a gift when it's your brother's birthday, because we both got Power Rangers coloring books for Ethan's birthday. I don't know. But I remember coloring in that Power Rangers the movie coloring book. And who could forget Ivan Ooze, who made his triumphant return in X-Men Apocalypse. Or so everybody says.
They're not wrong.
No, they're not, honestly. Especially in the lighting that they released all those set photos of Apocalypse, and he was purple, and I'm just like... because here's the thing. And it's funny when you watch these things as a kid, and then when you're an adult, the actor who plays Ivan Ooze is Belloc, the French archaeologist from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yep.
Things you know.
And he's also the priest in Hot Fuzz. Who's like praying and then pulls the guns out of his sleeves and just starts shooting at them. Yep, same dude. Hot Fuzz has a lot of great cameos. The original detective from the original Wicker Man is actually the leader of the Neighborhood Watch. Edgar Wright's awesome. But we're not here to talk about Edgar Wright. We're here to talk about Power Rangers.
At least not today.
Not today. We'll definitely be talking about some of his movies because, honestly, the Cornetto trilogy would be a great thing to talk about here. Or Scott Pilgrim. So,
yes.
Got plenty of cool things to talk about. But, Power Rangers. So, why do you think Power Rangers are still a thing and have like 50 different series of Power Rangers?
I don't know, it's... People love cheesy stuff.
It's so cheesy.
Like, I go back and watch Power Rangers just for the cheesiness, the nostalgia. And then even today, my kids are watching Power Rangers. I try my best to have them watch... The original U.S. version, like the one that we grew up with.
Which
obviously.
one do they watch?
One was, I think it's Dino Charge and
Because who doesn't want dinosaurs?
Beast Morphers or Beast, like one of those.
Mm.
So every time I do my best to slide in the old school stuff, because that's my nostalgia, and I would like to share it with my children.
Absolutely. And it's like looking at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. A giant egg is unearthed at a construction site, because, you shouldn't dig up crap anywhere, apparently. And you have these awesome costumes that they get in this movie of, the silky-looking ninja
stuff.
Pajama-looking things. And I think this is when they released the White Ranger, because Tommy was the Green Ranger up to this point, right? Or something like that.
He turned... Yeah, he was... I think he showed up as a Green Ranger in... It's like episode 13-ish, around there, and he happened to be Rita Repulsa's like little henchman dude.
Boy slave.
And then he became, part of the Power Rangers.
Yep.
And then he turned into the even more epic White Ranger.
White Ranger.
Mr. Jason David Frank. He's a legend.
Yeah, right there.
Autograph right there. That was at Philly Comic-Con. Oh, well, it's Wizard World, Philadelphia, but everybody calls it Philly Comic-Con just to make it easier, I guess.
Well, we know what Ethan's going to talk about when we talk about who we want to cosplay as later. Mine might surprise you. It's going to be some fun. But, like, just how cheesy and, like, who doesn't love a crazy monster of the week to enjoy?
Yeah.
And, like, I still remember Rita Repulsa! And, like, Goldar and all the other giant monster things are like, like regular sized monster things that magically turn into giant monster things, and then of course
when she threw down the freaking like staff or whatever,
yes,
and it just made him bigger.
So fun fact for those who've been keeping up with the new season of Rick and Morty, the episode that came out on Sunday, August 1st, is a whole entire Power Rangers spoof. And Goodfellas.
Yes. Well, I can't wait for that because I'm behind in that as well.
Yeah. And you heard me right. It's a Power Rangers and a Goodfellas spoof.
It's a perfect combination.
Because it's Rick and Morty. We can totally talk about
Japanese and Italian together. Why not?
But like it's so much fun with like the whole Megazord thing, and like it's just a dude in a suit and then fighting on a model.
The thing is, like, I don't know if this is, popular or just most people know, but all the scenes, like, all the fight scenes from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were all from, it's Super Sentai.
Yep.
From Japan. And then, obviously, when the American characters are in it, that's all filmed from there, but they all use recycled like fight scenes and all that. Even like Rita Repulsa and all them, that was still from Super Sentai. I thought, like, I don't know when I figured that out. I had obviously no clue how old that came out in 92 or 94.
Yeah, because like
in the
95 US. I think is when the movie came out.
Yeah, so I had no clue what, like, that was originally a Japanese show and then got brought over. And
well, I also learned something interesting watching Marvel 66, that documentary series on Disney Plus, is that the idea for Power Rangers or like Super Sentai came from the Spider-Man show that they had in Japan, because not only did Spider-Man dress up as Spider-Man, but how Spider-Man fought villains was to get into giant robot suits. So
thank you, Japanese Spider-Man.
Yes, thank you, Japanese Spider-Man, for launching the world of Power Rangers. And I remember, this was at least a couple years ago when I tried to rewatch the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. And, like, watching Ivan News just being like, teenagers. And
okay, boomer.
Okay, yes. So basically, Ivan News is okay, boomer. And then the finale, though, because the charm of the show is they're just people in suits. The CGI in 1995 looked atrocious, and it was like a giant scorpion.
It looked amazing.
I don't even think that, because
it's like you go back to video games, they're like, oh my god, this looks real.
Well, 2 years before that was Jurassic Park, and like
fair enough,
the CGI looks like great, and then you watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie and you're just like, oh yeah, I don't.
Low budgets are low.
Yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat Annihilation level, which my god, that like monster fight between
it adds to the cheesiness of the 90s. Like, who doesn't love the 90s because how cheesy it was?
It would have been cheesier if it was just people in suits. More fun. But the thing is, pretty sure it was Ivan Ooze was in a giant scorpion like robot thing, and like it walked like a scorpion. So like, can you really do that as a dude in a suit? Probably not.
If you get a couple guys,
I guess so. But you see their feet walking in between the scorpion's feet because it's just a bunch of them under.
I mean, Jim Carrey walked as a rhino. We're gonna stop there because we're not gonna
popped out somewhere. There's only one way out.
Oh my god!
But Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is so cheesy, so much fun, and like the bully guys in that are so obnoxiously 90s.
Bulk and Skull.
And like they're like etched in my brain. The Power Rangers, like David Frank and like who's the Pink Ranger? Is
Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah.
She was in it was like an FBI like show or whatever.
Pretty sure she was on a lot of like teenagers.
Yeah, she was my crush. Didn't have a poster of her, but who didn't want to be Tommy just because
Tommy
Pink Ranger?
Well, it's funny because this is a tangent, but you know it's still fandom, which says a lot about things. But there's an interview. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, when he was interviewing James Gunn, John Cena, Margot Robbie for the Suicide Squad, and Margot Robbie admitted that she dated a guy in college who like was obsessed with John Cena and had a cardboard cutout of him in his room, so she slept next to a cardboard cutout of John Cena for 2 years. And John Cena was sitting there in his Peacemaker costume during the interview with just this giant smirk on his face.
Yeah. I'm going to get laid.
Oh my god. Except like John Cena's like 20 years older than Margot Robbie, probably. Close to that.
That means nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
But like, I don't know, whenever we had it on TV, for whatever reason, every time like Rita Repulsa came on, there was a smell, like I smelled, I don't know why, it's like, makes me sound like I'm like batshit crazy, but there's just a smell that I smelled every time Rita Repulsa came on, and I go back to watch, because I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix, like the original, and still smell the smell. I can't describe it.
So, what smell do you have when you watch Elizabeth Banks' Rita Repulsa in the 2017 Power Rangers?
Don't have one.
Which, speaking of, so I remember when that trailer dropped and it was like gritty Power Rangers, and when they were like Bryan Cranston Zordon, I'm like, what? And like, he is pretty great as Zordon. And then you have Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa, and then her eating a Krispy Kreme donut for product placement was like the most absurd thing in the middle of that movie. Krispy Kreme.
I don't know how I felt about that movie, to be perfectly honest with you.
So I did lose my shit when they started playing the Go Go Power Rangers.
That's what, like, back to our last episode, how iconic Mortal Kombat, right? But the Power Rangers theme song is friggin' epic.
So, you need to learn something when you remake things or make long-awaited sequels. Have you watched Space Jam: A New Legacy?
I'm not going to.
Good. Well, you know what they don't have in it?
The original frickin' song?
Yep.
Okay. That's all we need to talk about now.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, I just...
If you're going to do it, like, at least, like, I have some feelings about the new Mortal Kombat movie, but at least they incorporated the Mortal Kombat theme in it. And, like, yes, when they pulled out, like, this was a pretty serious, like, gritty Power Rangers movie, but when they threw out the Power Rangers theme song, I'm like, yes! Just like, this is what I'm talking about.
I know, it was later in Mighty Morphin that when like characters started, you know, like actors started leaving and getting new, you know, new characters, new actors.
Mm-hmm.
The new Black Ranger, Johnny Young Bosch, think it was Rocky. His name? Can't remember. But you have no clue. Like, I didn't know how many freaking people he voices. Because he went from, like, he's a big voice actor. Like,
Pretty
he
cool.
did one of the main characters in K anime, and then my all-time favorite video game, Persona 4, doesn't have many lines of, like, in any, like, Shin Megami Tensei and Atlas game, like, the main character doesn't have any lines. But, like, anytime they had any dialogue or the anime that they came out with, it was Johnny Young Bosch. And he also voiced Toru Adachi, the villain. Sorry if you guys have not played Persona, or you're in the middle of playing Persona. My bad.
Spoilers!
But, yeah. He voices so many people that, like, I had no clue until I'm sitting with John, and John's like, it's Johnny Young Bosch. It's like, what? One of the Black Rangers, like, are you kidding me?
Except John didn't say it like, Ermagerd, Clancy Brown. What a wonderful moment.
I'm pretty sure he said something like that anyway.
Yeah. Oh, every time I hear Clancy Brown pop up in, like, anything, that's all I think of. Yep. Whether it's in Venture Brothers or Invincible or just basically anything that he pops up in.
He's a man.
Yep. But, yeah, Power Rangers is a lot of fun.
Oh, no.
And, like, it's campy, it's silly, and you can still have a lot of fun with it.
Those toys, though. Like, the Megazord, the, like, literally all their weapons, their Zords, like, the Megazord, everything. Like, how many of those, like, we had a pretty decent amount of those. And then we find out how much frickin' money that stuff's worth. That's what happens when you have little cousins and things go to that. And it's probably all, they were, like, in pieces.
We had an at.
We had so many cool things that are worth so much money. Which will probably segue into
VHSs. Segue.
This is the best way to watch Pokemon, and how much these damn things are worth if you have the like first editions and all that.
That damn Charizard card. But segue into Pokemans.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
You tell me it doesn't sound like think of Michael Jackson song. I wanna be
the very best.
I could like totally see Michael Jackson singing it.
The Pokemon rap.
That is awesome because you get to you learn new Pokemon every week, or not every week. That was like almost every day.
Oh my god!
Right? Yeah.
But so obviously, as you can see with all the crap that we have here, Pokemon's still a big part of our lives. I play Pokemon Go every single day.
Went and bought. These came back out when they did the re-release of
Mega Charizard Y.
The first gen Pokemon cards. Remember when we used to go down to Ocean City, and we got an allowance. We got like $100 for the whole week. How much of that money did we spend on Pokemon cards and
baseball cards?
Pokemon cards, baseball cards, Crazy Bones. All the money on Crazy Bones.
That was a part of my memory. I just came rushing back right there. Yeah. But yeah, definitely the Pokemon cards. Spent a lot of money on Pokemon cards.
We used to go up the street to like our friends from where we, the house that we grew up in, and we just played Pokemon.
I still don't know how to play the card game.
Who does? This HP is higher than the other. You win.
I can tell you all the rules about Yu-Gi-Oh! As my deck box is sitting over there. But, still don't know how to play the Pokemon game. But that's okay, because then you just play all the literal infinite amount of Pokemon games. Because whether it was having blue... Well, actually, I think the one that I played the most originally was yellow.
Yeah.
I had a level 100 Nidoqueen by the end. And, like, all the times you tried to find the missing no thing and trying to get all your infinite rare candies.
Red was my jam. And then going out for all the legendary birds.
Mm-hmm.
That was a... God, that's when Pokemon was hard. Okay?
Back in my day...
It legitimately was.
Oh, yeah, it's not
It was a
anymore.
challenging game. What...
You
came out in 96.
You
right?
legitimately had to grind.
Yes.
To actually
There's
win those
no
games.
XP share.
Nope.
None of that. Like, my 6-year-old self had to, like... And I think that's why I play video games like I do now. Like, I don't progress in the story until I'm higher level than all the enemies that I'm
You
going
have to grind it out. And, like, I think the last hard Pokemon game was White 2 and Black 2, which they're hard. And
I
then
stopped playing after... Well, for a while after Silver and Gold, when you go through the...
Crystal?
Yeah. When you go through the, the phase where, like, Pokemons are kids. And then you get older and you're like, why the hell did I stop playing this stuff?
And
because
then you
this
realize
is what gives you joy.
This was never meant for kids.
No.
Kids' games are like Call of Duty, where you go on and say, I'm going to F your mother on Xbox Live.
That's why Pastor Brian stopped playing Halo. Because all the stuff little kids were saying to him, he's like, I can't be a part of this. you know you're bad when you make...
all you little shits out there acting like little shits on Xbox Live.
Be good.
Yeah.
Stop using profanity.
Stop using profanity and play Pokemon. Pokemon's for real adults. So, and like, obviously it's like there's so much to talk about Pokemon, but like, I guess like, starting with like the games and stuff like that, like everybody has their types. You know,
yeah.
You have your types in real life, and then you have your types in Pokemon. Like,
I'm more to a type in Pokemon.
Normal types. I want my team of Snorlax and Slacking and Ursaring and Xcloud, and
I'll just kill you with fire.
Fire. I'll just use Return. All my Pokemon love me. Because Return's that normal type move. If they like you more, the more damage it does. I destroyed John one time playing X and Y because it was 2-on-2s and we had 6 Pokemon and I threw out a Snorlax and a Slacking right off the bat and they just kept like slapping.
It's a shame that like Slacking is garbage in Pogo.
Literally, the only use for Slacking in Pogo is to
throw him in a gym. But if you have a Blissey, you don't need, like...
That's why you have 2 Slackings, 2 Snorlax, and 2 Blissey. And you get all the gyms.
The thing is, it's like... You remember when you would get knocked out in a minute? When you put yourself in a gym? And now you could be in there for a week and no one even goes near it?
It depends. Like, there's still, like, little assholes that go up and, like, knock you out of the gym right away. I'm like, I literally just put my Pokemon. You have no etiquette.
I troll the crap out of those people. If I get the notification that my Pokemon's getting attacked, I will use all of my Golden. I will use all of my Raz on my Pokemon. And every time he tries, or she, however you identify, I will...
Yeah, because at that point it doesn't matter. Now you're just an asshole,
yeah.
So you're going to get buried to hell.
I'm going to make sure you use all of your potions and revives, because...
You're going to give up after like 4 attacks, because you're going to be like, this isn't worth it anymore.
Exactly. It's worked. Because I'm a troll.
Oh my god. Because like Pokemon Go I play all the time. I try to do the battling as much as possible. Because, like, right now you can only get Mind Shao from battling. So.
And I'm pretty sure I'm ready for Giovanni again. Because I had done, what's his name? And then Arlo, right?
You got Cliff, Arlo, and
I did.
Sierra.
The first one, I had Arlo. He came in the little blimp. And then
got that rocket
destroyed him. I think they're getting easier. Because I remember how hard Cliff was.
To be perfectly honest, their present teams aren't that
garbage,
bad.
Right? Like, I still have Pokemon left over. It was like, I can't tell you. Remember I told you I finally got the Cliff when that first came out?
Oh, when
I rage quit. Like, I almost broke my phone.
Him with Pinsir was the most annoying thing ever. And Torterra, it's like so annoying.
I had pretty damn good Pokemon, but I could not figure him out. And then I wound up, going back to it like a week later, and then I finally beat him. I'm like, yes. But I blew through every single one of them.
Yeah, because right now they have Venonat,
they have
Seedot,
they have really
and
bad.
Sneasel. Yeah. Sneasel, you just punch in the face.
They have horrible teams.
And then Giovanni isn't that bad right now either because of Ho-Oh. Just rocket to death.
So
4 times weakness.
But that was an incredible thing. When that first launched, people were everywhere. Everywhere. That was like the one time like everybody came together. It's like, if with all the crap going on in this world, like, throw some ads out there on the TV, on the radio, on social media.
Go to Central
Pogo.
Go to Central Park and fight a Mewtwo.
Actually, that might not be a good idea with all the people together, but it brought people together.
Honestly,
when we needed it.
COVID has really messed up Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping when this is all like past us that people start playing again in the same.
Because it was a lot more fun.
Because even a year and a half ago, like, community days were legit. There's people everywhere. I go to Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Haddonfield's a good place to go. Jess and I still go to Haddonfield for events. EV Community Day, because why? Is 2 days next weekend, I think. Yeah.
Like this one coming up or the next one?
Next weekend.
Oh, damn. It would be perfect for me to be in DC with like 20 to 30,000 nerds.
Well, because they're really trying to push you to get Sylveon.
Yeah, I don't have any of those yet.
Well, on the community day, normally you need 70 hearts to evolve it. Because, like, you need friendship with your buddy. But on community day, it's 7. So
I guess I finally have to get rid of Lucario.
If you have if you use one Poffin on it, basically that's 7 hearts, I'm pretty sure.
But then I lose my progress, and it makes me upset.
You don't lose your progress.
When you change your buddy?
No, just switch them back in. They keep their progress.
Oh.
Yeah. You just need to get some good Eevee on that day. Because honestly, the only 2, like, actual useful ones are Umbreon and Sylveon. I've been fighting a lot of Sylveon
Vaporeon used to be
Ultra
really
League. Yeah, but now you got, like, basically you just Kyogre it, and then that's it. Or Palkia. Because dragons and legendaries. And, like, Gyarados, and then everybody else. And that's the thing, too, you just use a bunch of water types that have Hydro Cannon. Yeah. And then Vaporeon's not really helpful anymore. Even, like, Feraligator's a top tier one. Swampert. Empoleon's a good one. So, Greninja's not good yet. It's too doughy. Like, I can use a Granbull and knock out a Greninja in 5 hits. Because it's dark type. And you use Charm. But yeah, so Pokemon Go. But then, of course, you have, as we were alluding to earlier, how many gens of, like, the proper games now. Yeah. And I also stopped after Crystal. And it was coming back as an adult that I played, like, Emerald and, like, Ruby and Sapphire, which they're getting
remake what, for a 3rd time?
Right? Yeah.
But it's awesome, though, because they're coming out, now that you have the Switch, you get to play Pokemon on whatever damn size TV you have.
Yep. Oh, and also
that's awesome.
Shield and Sword is like easy as hell because
here's some Pokemon. Well, it's just like you get all the freaking starters within. You know what I mean?
The biggest thing is all the extra large candy and shit that you get from doing all those like raid things, because they like you could get a Pokemon up to level 99 and like that, and there's no challenge anymore. But it's still cool catching on all the Pokemon. Pokemon Snap.
I'm afraid I don't know. I feel like I don't want to take that out of the wrapping. I still have not. I bought it when it came out. I pre-ordered that crap at the GameStop.
The GameStop. I think it's a lot of fun. I haven't played it in a while. I have to go back and play. But like the tricky thing is it does get repetitive after a while.
I lied. I opened it because I played with the kids and they had a ball because they were taking pictures of Pokemon.
Pokemans.
So if you have kids, let them play Pokemon.
Do it for the kids.
Do it for the kiddos.
Do it for the kiddos.
And then I'm looking forward to that like really open world one. As if you can't get lost easy enough.
Arceus.
I'm looking,
Pokemon God.
I
also a normal type.
Went and pre-ordered that, obviously, because why would you not? And I am definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
because they feel like they're open world ish, like to begin with.
That comes out on Jess's birthday.
That's a good birthday gift. I love when games come out on my birthday.
The Platinum and Diamond remakes come out on my birthday.
Do I have them pre-orders? I need to check with my local GameStop.
So
the GameStop app is garbage.
It is.
It doesn't tell you what you pre-ordered.
But I got back into it with X and Y, the French one. Oui. And you have like Flabébé and Florgette, which is like, and they introduced the fairy type. Oh, fairy types. OP fairy types. And then you're just like the two most obscure types are its weaknesses, poison and steel. But they did have Aegislash in that generation, the ghost swords and shield thing. So like that was like your big fairy killer. Goodra was a cool dragon that they introduced. The starters with I've always been fire starters for life. Always fire starters.
Yes.
Charizard, Typhlosion, Blaziken.
Chimchar's my main.
Infernape, Emboar's my favorite from Gen 5.
Like, Chimchar's the cutest freaking Pokemon of all time.
I want Big Fire Sumo Pig. And then, I didn't like Delphox for that generation. X and Y.
I mean...
I definitely picked Greninja and Chestnut over...
I still picked, because I'm fire or die, so...
And then Incineroar was so cool. And then the besides Rillaboom, the starters in Sword and Shield were weird. Like Soccer playing Fire Bunny. And then
what?
It's a little weird. It looks too humanoid. Like a little too weird. And like not quite like Mr. Rapey Mr. Mimington. Like, which Detective Pikachu, hilarious.
Yes.
Mr. Mimington.
We have, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
It's not right. It's not.
Ludicolo!
He's not cute.
And then, like, androgynous Mewtwo. And then I won't give away things who voices Mewtwo later, but... that's a fun one too, and like Fuzzy Snorlax just chilling out in the street. Ludicolo was funny. Psyduck was an asshole.
Yes.
Was such an asshole. But and like the giant Torterras, that was nuts.
Yeah. That movie would have been a lot better there were no humans in it.
Yes, because Justice Smith was annoying as hell.
Whiny. I don't know why.
Why
all these movies that are coming out with like lead characters and they're just whiny.
Godzilla movie don't need humans.
No.
Like,
if it's about monsters, leave humans out of it.
Yeah. I don't need the giant monsters to talk to each other. Have them beat the crap out of each other and do their thing. And I'll be perfectly fine. I want to see a Pokemon movie. Like, I want to see I'm fine with seeing like a legit Pokemon movie where it's like actual trainers and stuff like that. Even though watching the anime, Ash is an annoying child. And also cheats and defies all rules of Pokemon. I remember trying to rewatch it and like he wins because a sprinkler comes on Onyx and somehow that still conducts electricity on a ground type.
So, as hard as those games were as a kid, that little shit got all of his badges handed to him.
Sure did. All of them. Like, he didn't even have to fight Giovanni. He fought friggin' Jesse and James. So, and
that they beat like a million times throughout that show.
Yeah. And they're like,
and then there's a theory that he is forever, 10?
Yeah, because he's in a coma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when he saw Ho-Oh,
mm-hmm.
like in that first episode. Fun fact, did you know Arcanine was supposed to be a legendary Pokemon originally? Yeah. That's why he's in that, 4 thing. So he's basically a pseudo-legendary. Cool puppers. And then basically they make Entei, which is more or less beefed up Arcanine. Well, speaking of the movies, if you didn't cry during the first Pokemon movie, you're heartless. But Mewtwo as your villain, and then the second one you had Lugia and the legendary birds in it, and that third one with Entei and the Unknown, that was a weird ass movie.
I can't even recall the third one.
Oh, I
honestly.
do. It's a creepy movie and so weird. But I've never watched any other of the movies, even though there's 50 of them.
I wish I just remember the names of them. But the newer ones that are on Netflix are pretty damn good.
I haven't watched any of them, but
I throw them on for the kids because I'm oh yeah, I'm watching this for the kids, not myself, not at all. Nope.
Oh, you want to hear a fun story about parenting, A+ parenting? So Jess, Paige, and I went to go see The Green Knight on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So a middle-aged dude brought a 7-year-old. The movie's a hard R fantasy movie. The kid was terrified within the first shot of the movie. Because the movie opens with this chilling shot of Gawain sitting on the throne as king and his head turns ablaze. Metaphorically. Symbolically. And the kid's is this a scary movie, Daddy? And we're just that poor kid. Yeah, 7-year-olds shouldn't go watch The Green Knight, but you should. Movie's nuts.
You stop working on weekends.
But yeah. But we watched the Pokemon movies so much, especially that first one as a kid.
Yes. And I think they did it in a CGI-ish remake of it. That was pretty cool. Because it's just a different look on it.
But I think the worst one was watching the anime and seeing Charmander beat a golem. And I'm just
there's a lot of things that should have
golem on fire.
It's very hard
and it was rolling around on fire. And I'm
aren't you supposed to stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't... The thing is, obviously, if you played the games, and then you watch an anime, and it completely goes against everything.
Well, and Ash beat a Raichu with a Pikachu, and the Pikachu used agility to win, which doesn't do
any damage. Yeah, I don't. As fun as it is to still like go back and watch all that stuff, which I do frequently, you're like, that was made for children. Yeah, 100%. That was. It's not like, the games. It's weird. It's a completely different dynamic. Like, no 6-year-old. Like, they didn't turn down the difficulty when they released it in America. I can guarantee you that. Because, in Japan, apparently they have, like, different... Their easy is,
Are hard.
It's like...
It's a whole
That's why they did with, one of the Mario games. Like, they didn't actually release, like, the original game. They just did, like, a Doki Doki or something like that.
You Americans couldn't beat this.
Yeah, you guys suck. But yeah, they made that game hard. And then they just completely, just like, we're not going to do any of this in the anime. We're going to make it like, here, you get the badges for free. Here you go. You picked up...
You get a badge.
You picked up trash. Here's a badge. Like...
my favorite battle definitely was Blaine versus Ash, Magmar versus Charizard. Oh, when they introduced Charizard in that fossil episode.
He should be a dragon, is all I'm going to say.
What are you talking about? He doesn't look like a dragon at all.
But big old palm trees.
So do we want to talk about dumb typing? So how's Alolan Executor a dragon?
Because nah.
That's my favorite raid to do because I just want to beat up Alolan Executor.
The goofy ass freaking giraffe palm tree.
I'm gonna snow on you. 4 times effective.
This is so bad.
Throw out my Mamoswine. Just avalanche on you. That's dumb. Charizard not being a dragon's dumb.
Very dumb. Because he...
But an apple's a dragon. In Jordan's shield.
I don't... they make things very... Like, I don't think they put too much thought into what we're typing.
I'm glad they went back and, like, retconned some of the Pokemon. So, like, when they introduced Fairy, of course you better make Clefairy a fairy.
It's in the name.
Yeah. Like, it's just the joke of, like, this isn't a dragon, this is not a dragon, but this is a dragon.
Yes.
This is a dragon.
When they released that and they said that Alolan Executor is going to be a dragon, the memes.
So absurd.
Insane. And
then you have, like, a set of baby keys. Steel Fairy, Clef Key.
They've been coming out with some really stupid stuff. Like, I don't want a Chandelier as a Pokemon. Why?
Oh, Chandelier's cool though. It's a top fire.
I don't care. It's a Chandelier. It's not a creature. Okay.
Well,
Come on.
I think we need to take off the nostalgia goggles because look at some of the shit that the first gen had. Voltorb was literally a Pokeball.
Do you know the theory on that one though?
Is it possessed?
It's possessed by Gengar. I mean, a Haunter.
Well, even Gengar is just like a dead Clefable. And then, like...
It's still a creature.
Muck.
It's not a lantern.
Muck is literally sludge.
Yeah, it's a sludge creature.
So people give Trubbish crap because it's a giant bag of trash. But, like, Muck's literally a giant pile of sludge. And then the whole thing where it's like, let's evolve by adding more. Like, Magnemite to Magneton is just like 3 Magnemites combined. Or Diglett to Dugtrio is like literally 3 Diglets.
And then the...
Oh my god, and Hanson, the Alolan Dugtrio with their mullets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Bop. And like... How did they... So, I understand Geodude to Graveler. But then how did it turn into a lizard? With Golem?
I feel like Graveler looks more like the third.
Interesting.
Then
Also, how did Magikarp turn into Gyarados?
yeah,
Let's be real.
that's the
here.
biggest glow up of all time.
Yeah, because like Magikarp's completely worthless, and then Gyarados is a
Flop,
beast.
flop, flop.
Floppity, 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 and then Gyarados is like
Friggin' epic.
And that used to be so hard to get a Gyarados. Because you know how much shit you had to do to actually level up a Magikarp?
You gotta throw it out there like the first thing and then pull him out right away before it friggin' dies, and then that way.
And
you
now
get
you
some
just
XP.
XP share.
Yeah. And
then
you get a Gyarados
bam.
in no time.
Yeah. We had it.
I don't. We deserve the XP share now.
Yeah.
All the work we put into like the OG games. So we can appreciate it.
But like, Pokemon's such an interesting thing, and they're going to continue to come up with weird Pokemon, and it's like some of them are still so cool though. And like, they have some really cool ones in act like Corviknight, giant metal bird thing. That's like one of the iconic Pokemon of this gen.
Oh yeah. I'm not hip to the newish
hip to the names yet.
Yeah.
And like, I like the charcoal like thing, even though like one at the middle evolution's like a rail car.
Oh, yeah.
That turns into a giant furnace, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Like I said, it's not a creature, but whatever.
It's cool, though.
You throw that. That's what Digimon's for, okay?
Digimon makes no sense. No sense at all.
Digital monsters.
Digimon are the champions! Oh, I watched the original anime series of that so much. I probably watched that more than Pokemon, honestly.
Pokemon's the best.
Should we tell them the story, Ethan?
All about how life got flipped turned upside down.
Tell them the story about how we lost a bunch of our home videos, Ethan. To not only the Brady Bunch, but also the Pokemon anime. This one over here recorded over a whole bunch of our home videos with a Brady Bunch marathon, and also, I think it was the Orange Islands specifically, because they were on Lapras swimming around. Yeah. But probably my favorite story about Pokemon.
Pop breaks chair.
Pop breaks chair. We got 2 Zubat toys from McDonald's.
Plushes.
And we're like playing around with them. Our grandpa was sitting there filming us, and the chair broke under him. And he's like, "Oh, what the hell?
Holy shit!"
And the looks on our face, priceless. Oh man. Just everybody's favorite Pokemon too, because my god, I think if you put a vote out, everybody's least favorite Pokemon is Zubat, because who else did?
Who wants to go to a friggin' cave and
Nope.
just get?
Nope. Nobody wants to go to a cave. All you get is a stupid Zubat. I love in the newer games where you actually see them walking around.
Yes, and you can go around them.
And you could avoid them. I'm like,
Another thing that we didn't have as kids. I'm going to make sure the kiddos
play the
learn how hard these games were.
You got to play these ones first, and then you could play.
Because I have the advanced with Red and the Japanese version of Silver.
Nice.
So they're going to learn it in Japanese too.
Oh, I remember 2nd gen in a crystal save file having an Ursaring that knew Roll Out, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch.
A whole bunch.
I loved my Ursaring. I love Ursaring. Ursaring's great. Ursaring's my spirit
He's really
Pokemon.
easy to get an excellent throw on Pokemon Go.
He's a giant hitbox.
If you can't get an excellent throw on that, you aren't trying.
He is my... So, Ethan, who's your spirit Pokemon? Ursaring's definitely mine.
Probably Charizard.
You're definitely... You're definitely a Charmeleon.
Oh, yeah.
Charmeleon
He was
such
a
a dick. Such a dick. Charmander was so cute, and then Charmeleon popped out. Yeah, because Ash didn't...
Because Ash is...
a terrible trainer, and yeah, I don't blame Charmeleon for not respecting him.
Truth.
And they explain that in the game, that he's too high of a level, and Ash is not a strong enough trainer.
Yeah.
But, like, in the anime, he's just like, no, man, I don't respect you. I'm not going to listen to you.
You're a bitch.
And then, one of my favorite things in the anime is watching this guy over here hyper beam people. When his eyes open...
All the beams are amazing.
When he opens his eyes and they're just like these terrifying, just like white eyes, and then he's just like... Because if you actually were a real trainer, you would never give Snorlax Hyper Beam because he's a physical attacker. But they didn't care about those things in the show.
There's a lot of things that just didn't make sense when... you played the game.
Seismic Toss was OP in the show.
Yeah, it's just, I don't...
They just...
It's still fun. It's still fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't...
But it's just like...
I don't think it's as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh,
but they literally... they don't follow any rules. Any rules in that show. And, like, the abridged version with Kaiba just being like, screw the rules, I have money. And that's basically, like, that's how it goes. And Yugi's just like, heart of the cards, bitch, I do what I want! That's basically what that show is. But, you know, there's so many things to love about Pokemon. And you can enjoy them in so many different ways. Because you could be, like, a card collector. You could watch the anime. You could play you could just be playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And then, or you could play all the other games. And then you have Pokken
you can watch,
Tournament.
I also have that. Or you can read the manga.
Yep. You could play Pokemon Stadium and ruin your friendships because the next to worst thing besides Mario Party is playing all the games that they have on Pokemon Stadium.
Oh boy.
All the multiplayer games, like the Lickitung, Licka.
And if you don't have enough Pokemon, play Smash Bros.
Yes.
Or Pokemon. Like, they're everywhere. They're in, like, everything.
Incineroar was made for Smash Bros.
Yes.
Evil, dark, fire-type pro wrestler.
Yes.
Dark Lariat. It's basically,
the kids love using him.
He's basically JBL.
Jesus Christ.
Or Stan Henson, who was JBL before JBL was a thing. There we go. But, now, to wrap things up, we like to talk about cosplaying. So, let's think about it. So, Ethan, who would you cosplay from Power Rangers?
The Green Ranger.
Is anybody surprised? I'm not.
Especially when you get to meet Jason David Frank. That was one of the, like, I've never felt so stupid in my life. Like, I couldn't
speak.
I couldn't speak. It's like, I wanted to say things, but my mouth was like, no.
It's funny because Paige and Jess went to a con together in Philly and met Michael Rosenbaum.
Mm-hmm.
And Paige was like all starstruck and Jess just like randomly started chatting away with Michael Rosenbaum.
I don't know. It was weird. I've seen famous people before. But it's like...
We saw Charlie Manuel at Best Buy.
But it's not... Well, famous for our area and people in Cleveland, probably.
Hey, Charlie Manuel's a famous baseball manager.
I mean, depends. I don't know. Grandpa used to call him the country bunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen like all of like the sports, the athletes and all that walking around the malls and all this and that. Saw Aaron Carter at frickin' Deffert Mall. But like, I could not say a damn thing.
Just saw Bill Murray in Charleston, South Carolina one time.
Bill effing Murray.
He crashed a wedding that they were in the same like hotel. Because apparently Bill Murray just crashes people's weddings.
Well,
I'm getting married. I want you to crash my wedding.
At him. If he's still alive by your wedding.
I would hope so.
You never know. But at him at something if he's on social media.
He'll just pretend to be a zombie.
Please crash my wedding.
Come to the...
You know what? Screw it. I'll try to find a way to get Bill F. and Murray at your wedding.
Lols. I would totally cosplay as Goldar. I think that would be fun. I already have the fur. Like, I just put on the costume. And not the giant, like, liquid metal Goldar from the new movie. Like, I want to look like some kind of wolf man.
Yes.
In a gold costume. I want to look like a wolf man beat up Wonder Woman and stole her gold costume from Wonder Woman 1984. Because that's basically Goldar.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. I would totally dress up as one of the monsters. Because
the pig was my favorite.
Oh my god.
They gave him a frickin' hoagie with like radishes in it. And that's what did him in.
So before we get to the cosplay question about Pokemon, who is your favorite Pokemon?
It used to be Charizard, without a doubt. But I have fallen in love with Lucario, dude. Like Lucario.
Just wait until they release Mega Lucario in Pokemon Go.
I'm gonna have I should have enough. I walk with that dude a lot. Like, I've had him as my buddy for well over a year, and have not.
If you couldn't tell,
it's the big chunker.
Snorlax over here is my favorite Pokemon. Snorlax is the real MVP. Blocking bridges since 1996. Gotta get that flute. Gotta get that Poke Flute.
It was also almost like somebody else that was around who was in charge of a certain state who liked blocking bridges.
Oh no. Who would you cosplay from Pokemon?
Well, I did Pokemon Go cosplay because you can literally do anything because you just throw on whatever. What would I do? Like the human, I'd probably do Giovanni.
I was thinking Giovanni too.
And if I could find a way to make it look really good, I'd probably try to do like a Mewtwo. I think that'd be kick-ass.
If I was going to cosplay as a Pokemon, it would be Ursaring.
That'd be
just put a bear
suit on.
And draw a big circle on my belly. But like the human characters, Brock, and I would totally walk around with a frying pan and just be like, this is my drying pan. Or
would you
Bruno is pretty cool, one of the Elite Four, and Lance. Get my dragons.
What would you do for Brock though? Would you just walk around like this?
Yeah. Just squint, spike up my hair, and wear his outfit. And
that would be a pretty easy
and
outfit to throw together.
Obnoxiously thirst over every
woman.
Everyone. Every single one. Brock, I know you're a rock type trainer, but dude, why are you so thirsty? He's so thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing. Dude, have some respect. So thirsty.
Take it down a notch, or Squirrely Dan.
That's what Size appreciates about you, Miss Katie's.
Oh, is that what you appreciates about me?
Oh, I want more Letterkenny.
Yes.
What is it?
I don't
Season
know,
10?
Yeah, it'll be 10.
Hanging out
If you have not checked out that show, friggin' watch it. It is awesome. It's on Hulu.
Hanging with my pals the other day.
Oh my god. That's a show.
How's it going, Wing? How are you, Wing?
Because they make the frickin' I'm pretty sure they said something about Pokemon in that show. Like they throw all kinds of pop culture references.
That
Like, they're on
WWE
top.
thing that you shared with me before I watched the show definitely made me want to watch the show.
Yes, they throw out all the pop culture stuff,
And
it's
they're really
friggin'
clever.
Yes,
They smart.
the Florida State Seminole Vesicles. No one the Florida State Seminole Vesicles.
There's literally one episode that I wasn't a huge fan of. The fart book episode. Which is
Yeah, that
weird.
was. Yeah.
And that's the only one with like a bad rating on IMDb. Every other episode. Also, Shoresy's the real MVP.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
I was sleeping with your mom!
Oh my god.
But anyway. But, you know what? We talked about some Power Rangers, we talked about some Pokemans, and we talked about some cosplay. Anything else to talk about?
I think I'm on nostalgia overload.
Now we gotta play all the Pokemans and watch all the Power Rangers'.
I don't think you need to add S's to those. I think I'm getting a panic attack.
But I hope you all enjoyed this conversation, this trip down memory lane from the 90s with all the Power Rangers and Pokemon. We have no idea what the next episode's going to be. We didn't talk about that yet, so
Nope.
you'll have to find out later.
It's bedtime.
Yes, but thank you all for joining and supporting the Wasteland Reviewer
And Dante Rowe.
show.